One-sided argumentative writing part 3. One-sided argumentative writing part 3. 上兩堂我哋提過 how to develop a paragraph in an argumentative article. 今堂我哋睇一啲例子。Take for example, 3 benefits of exercise. Enhances cardiorespiratory ability, prevents chronic diseases such as heart attacks, high blood pressure, and diabetes mellitus. Help to train the joints and muscles. Reduce bodily injuries. Slow down aging. Helps to burn fat and control weight. 咁點樣寫出其中3個運動嘅重要性呢？ Choose 3 benefits and put them in a paragraph. How? To be physically fit, one needs to exercise, as exercising enhances cardiorespiratory ability and prevents chronic diseases such as heart attacks, high blood pressure, and diabetes mellitus. Exercise can also help to train the joints and muscles, reduce bodily injuries, and slow down aging. It also helps to burn fat and control weight. Supporting sentences. The supporting sentences develop the main idea in the topic sentence. They add detail to the topic. Read the following paragraphs and identify the supporting sentences. Underline the supporting sentences. Paragraph 1. The use of the Internet has grown very quickly. In 1983, there were 562 computers connected to the Internet. By the turn of the century, there were 72.3 million computers in 247 countries online. Experts said that the Internet is growing at the rate of approximately 40% a year. As time goes on, the Internet is becoming more and more popular. The supporting sentences of this paragraph are: the sentences is underlined in red. In 1983, there were 562 computers connected to the Internet. By the turn of the century, there were 72.3 million computers in 247 countries online. Experts say that the Internet is now growing at the rate of approximately 40% a year. Paragraph 2. There are many reasons I hate my apartment. The plumbing doesn't work properly, and the landlord refuses to fix it. I also have noisy neighbors who keep me up all night. Furthermore, there were so many bugs in my apartments that I could start an insect collection. I really want to move. The supporting sentences of this paragraph are: The supporting sentences are underlined in red. The prompting doesn't work properly and the landlord refuses to fix it. I also have noisy neighbors who keep me up all night. Furthermore, there were so many bugs in my apartment that I could start an insect collection. Every supporting sentence in a paragraph must relate to the main idea stated in the topic sentence. A sentence that does not support this main idea does not belong in the paragraph. Thus, such a sentence should be omitted. When a sentence does not belong in a paragraph, it is called an irrelevant sentence. 當一個句子不屬於一個段落嘅時候，佢被稱為一個不相干嘅句子。There is one irrelevant sentence in each paragraph that follows. Find that sentence and cross it out. Paragraph 1. There are several ways people can conserve natural resources. One way is to turn lights off and appliances when they are not in use. Another way is to drive cars less. My favorite kind of car is convertible. People can also insulate their houses better, finally, by reusing things like bottles and plastic bags. People can reduce the amount of waste. By practicing these simple guidelines, we can save our natural resources. The irrelevant sentence in this paragraph is the sentence is, my favorite kind of car is convertible. We may cross it out. Paragraph 2. Cats make wonderful house pets. They are very loving and friendly. Cats are also clean. They don't eat much, so they are not so expensive. Unfortunately, some people are allergic to their hair. Cats look beautiful and they are fun to have in your home. The irrelevant sentence in this paragraph is, unfortunately, some people are allergic to their hair. We can cross it out. Concluding sentences. Some paragraphs ends with a concluding sentence. This sentence states the main idea of the paragraph again using different words. It summarizes the main points of the paragraph or makes a final comment on the topic. Concluding sentences are not always necessary. In fact, short paragraphs that are parts of longer pieces of writing often do not have concluding sentences. Write a concluding sentence for each paragraph. Number 1. There are many reasons why I like wearing a uniform to school. First of all, it saves time. I don't have to spend time picking out my clothes every morning. Wearing a uniform also saves money. It's cheaper to purchase a new uniform than to go out to buy a lot of school clothes. In addition, I don't have the pleasure of keeping up with the latest styles. Most importantly, wearing a school uniform gives me a sense that I belong. I really think that it adds to the feeling of school spirit and community. The concluding sentence of the paragraph is, I'm happy that we have to wear a uniform to school. Number 2. There are many reasons why I'm against wearing a school uniform. For one thing, I don't like the style of the uniform. The navy blazing and plaid skirts are too conservative for me. Secondly, the uniform isn't comfortable. I prefer to wear beige pants and a sweater instead of skirts and a jacket. Finally, I want the freedom to express my individuality through my style of dressing. The concluding sentence for this paragraph is, I'm not keen on wearing a uniform to school. Can you read the following article? Do you think there is one side of arguments only? Some say that the internet is making the world smaller by bringing people together. Do you agree that the internet is making it easier for people to communicate with one another? A global village, that is certainly what the world feels like nowadays. With the help of the World Wide Web, you can reach out and get to know people you might never meet in person. Articles can be co-authored, business deals can be finalized, degrees can be earned, and at times, even medical advice can be given. And all of this is just a click away. Electronic mail, instant messages, web cameras, and microphones, all these gadgets and programs make the presence of the other, the person, more real. Who knows, with the help of virtual reality, you might even get a 3D image of the speaker. I believe that the internet is the best inventions of the last century. You can hardly get to miss anyone, and nobody is really out of reach. You can get to keep the channels patent with your friends, and will be able to do your work from your bedroom in your pajamas. However, the internet can also be a major source of harassment. Spammers and hackers can invade your privacy and get personal or confidential information, which otherwise they will never get access to. You are never out of anybody's reach unless you make a conscious decision of not checking your email. There can be always more work waiting for you in your inbox, and you must never have a moment for yourself. The writer mentioned two sides of viewpoints. 筆者提到雙方面嘅觀點。Practice. Decide whether the following essay questions require you to write a one-sided argumentative essay. Put a tick if it is a one-sided argumentative essay and a cross if it is not. Write an essay entitled Poverty in the World. Give reasons for the problems of poverty and suggest various ways in which governments and charities can help poor people. It is a one-sided argumentative essay or not? It is not a one-sided argumentative essay. Write an essay entitled, A University Education is Not Essential for Success. Develop 3 or 4 good arguments that strongly support the statement. Is it a one-sided argumentative essay or not? Yes, it is a one-sided argumentative essay. One-sided argumentative essay. Example. Can you underline the topic sentence? Tutorial schools are good for Hong Kong. I think that tutorial schools are good for Hong Kong. There are many reasons why people ought to support this growing industry. Firstly, few people will suggest that too much education is the bad thing, while many may say that Hong Kong students today are overworked or overprogrammed. It would be a mistake to forbid tutorial schools. Not all people are the same. Some students can handle greater workloads than others. Moreover, it is the duty of parents to help their children make wise choices. It is not the government's job to make such choices for us by limiting our options. The topic sentence of this paragraph is, few people will suggest that too much education is a bad thing. Secondly, why prevent a perfectly good industry from growing? Hong Kong is all about business. If one business does well, the community benefits. The government gets more tax revenue. Furthermore, let's not forget about the law of supply and demand. There is a demand for this service in Hong Kong. If the government forbids tutorial schools, more tutors may work independently or schools may operate illegally. The topic sentence of this paragraph is, why prevent a perfectly good industry from growing? Finally, at the moment, many schools are operating illegally and do not have high standards. Some also question the school's marketing tactics. There are good and bad companies in all areas of business. The government can step in to regulate and act as a watchdog. Of course, just as they do in other industries. But a government ban on tutorial schools would be a step too far and would lead to another problems. The topic sentence of this paragraph is: there are good and bad companies in all areas of business. In conclusion, the tutorial school industry should be allowed to grow, provided it is monitored by the government. Now, do the exercise to test yourself. Bye! Exercise: do the following tasks following the instructions. 1. Complete the following by crossing the irrelevant sentence. The capital city of a country is usually a very important city. The government offices are located in the capital city and political leaders usually live there nearby. There are many different types of governments in the world. The capital may also be the center of culture. There are often museums, libraries, and universities in this capital. Finally, the capital city can serve as a center of trade, industry, and commerce, so it is often the financial center of the country. 2. Write a conducting sentence for the following paragraph. Credit cards have lots of advantages. First of all, credit cards are convenient because you don't have to carry a lot of cash around. You can buy the products and services you need even if you do not have cash in your pocket. In addition, credit cards are very helpful in emergencies. Finally, you can become a better money manager as you learn to use credit cards responsibly. 3. Decide whether the following essay questions require you to write a one-sided argumentative essay. Put a tick if it is a one-sided argumentative essay and a cross if it is not. A. Write an essay discussing arguments both for and against admitting students into schools based on their achievements in non-academic areas such as sports, music, and the performing arts. End the article by providing your own opinions on the issue. B. Write an essay agreeing or disagreeing with the following statement. The best place to master computer skills is outside school, not in the classroom. Justify your views. C. Write an article explaining why pages should be banned. Provide not less than 3 reasons with supporting arguments for the ban. You may check your answers from the next page. The answer key. The irrelevant sentence of this paragraph is: there are many different types of governments in the world. The concluding sentence of this paragraph is: credit cards are my favorite means of payment. Number A. This is not a one-sided argumentative essay. Number B. This is a one-sided argumentative essay. Number C. This is also a one-sided argumentative essay.